Previous lecture we already studied about some laboratorical applications, means how to compare the EMFs of given cells by using individual method as well as sum and difference method, how we will determine the internal resistance of a given cell with the help of potentiometer. These are the some laboratorical applications of potentiometer. Now today we are going to discuss about the some practical applications of potentiometer. In these applications, practical applications, we are going to deal with the voltage divider. Potentiometer can be acts as a sensor. Potentiometer can be used as a audio control. Now let us see one by one. See first one. The potentiometer acts as a voltage divider. This is the circuit diagram. In this circuit diagram, this is the potentiometer. See the indication of potentiometer. We know the basic principle of potentiometer, and that basic principle is that the potential difference across any 2 points on potentiometer wire is directly proportional to the distance between that 2 points, and this is the main principle on which that potentiometer work, and that principle is useful here, and with the help of that principle we are able to use that potentiometer as a voltage divider. See here, these are the two equations. If first one equation tells us that the potential drop across point A and C is directly proportional to the distance between A and C, and second one equation, the potential drop across point C and D is directly proportional to the distance between point C and D on potentiometer. Means the distance between any 2 points is directly proportional to potential difference, and this is the main concept related to voltage divider arrangement. As the length of that segment on potentiometer wire will goes on increasing, potential drop across that particular segment also increases. In this way, that potentiometer can be used as a voltage divider. See in this circuit diagram, this is the potentiometer wire, and this is the voltmeter. This is the slider point of potentiometer. The slider point of potentiometer is connected to voltmeter. As the slider will, if we displace that slider, then definitely as the distance between that particular points will goes on increasing, potential drop also goes on increasing. Now next one, practical application of potentiometer as a sensor. This is the circuit diagram useful for the practical application of potentiometer as a sensor. In this diagram, this is the potentiometer wire, and this is the slider sliding contact. If this slider of this potentiometer is connected to moving part of machine, if this slider is connected to moving part of machines, then it acts as a motion sensor. Means as this slider will, whenever it will slide, definitely it will produce a small change in displacement, as we know that the main principle of potentiometer, as the distance between 2 points increases, then the potential drop also increases. This slider, if we connect this slider to the moving part of machine, then if there is a small displacement of that moving part, it causes a small change in potential, and further that small change is amplified by using amplifier circuit, and the potential difference, whatever may be the potential difference, that potential difference is calibrated in terms of displacement of the sliding part of that potentiometer. In this way, with the help of this arrangement, that potentiometer acts as a sensor. Now the next one practical application of potentiometer is a audio control. This sliding potentiometers, this is the sliding potentiometer, commonly used in modern low power audio systems and audio control devices. Here that potentiometer can be used for the frequency attenuation, loudness control, and for controlling the different characteristics of audio signals. And this is the circuit diagram, which is best way explains the potentiometer acts as a audio control. See, in this diagram, the audio input is given to the potentiometer, the slider of potentiometer is connected to amplifier, and that amplifier further connected to speaker system. We know that the principle of potentiometer, as the distance between 2 points will goes on increasing on potentiometer wire, the potential drop across that 2 points will goes on increasing. The potential difference across any 2 points on potentiometer is directly proportional to the distance between that 2 points. Here the slider is connected to amplifier. Whenever we are going to slide the slider on potentiometer, definitely the audio input indirectly get controlled, and as the audio input is get controlled with the help of this potentiometer, then obviously we are able to control the some characteristics of audio signals, just like loudness as well as characteristics of audio signals. In this way, with the help of this sliding potentiometer, we are able to control the audio signals. In this way, that potentiometer acts as a audio controller. The next one point of current electricity, it is a galvanometer. Galvanometer, it is a device used to detect or measure the electric current in the electric circuits. It is based on magnetic effect of electric current. Galvanometer are classified as ballistic galvanometer and deadbeat galvanometer. This deadbeat galvanometer, it contains both coil and magnet. If the coil is moving, then that magnet is known as moving coil galvanometer. In this galvanometer, coil is moving but magnet is at rest condition. And the second one type of deadbeat galvanometer is a moving magnet galvanometer. In this galvanometer, only magnet is moving but coil is stationary. The moving coil galvanometer, the short form of moving coil galvanometer is MCG. That MCG further has two types. One is suspended type of galvanometer and second one is pivoted type of galvanometer. And the second type of deadbeat galvanometer, it is a moving magnet galvanometer. The short form of moving galvanometer is MMG, and one of the best example of MMG is tangent galvanometer. Now our aim is to see how we will convert that galvanometer into ammeter and that galvanometer into voltmeter. This is the symbolic representation of ammeter. Ammeter, we know that ammeter is a current measuring device. Ammeter is a current measuring meter. This symbol for galvanometer. Galvanometer, it is a device used to detect or measure electric current. And last one, V for voltmeter. And we know that voltmeter, it is a device, it is useful for to measure the potential difference across the any 2 points in the circuit. Ammeter has very low resistance, galvanometer has medium resistance, voltmeter has very high resistance. If our aim is to convert this galvanometer into ammeter, means in that case we must have to decrease the resistance of a galvanometer, because ammeter has low resistance. Ammeter possesses low resistance, but galvanometer possesses medium resistance. And whenever our aim is to convert that galvanometer into voltmeter, voltmeter always has very high resistance. Means whenever we are going to convert that galvanometer into voltmeter, we must have to increase its resistance. We are going to deal with how to convert the galvanometer into ammeter, how we will convert that galvanometer into voltmeter. Let us see some series combination as well as parallel combination of a given resistors. Whenever the given resistors are connected one after the another, then that combination is known as a series combination. Here R1, R2, R3, they are connected in series combination. The effective resistance of series combination is equals to R1 plus R2 plus R3. Now this is the parallel combination. If the given resistors are connected in between two common points, these are the two common points. If the given resistors are connected in between two common points, then that combination is known as parallel combination. In this parallel combination, the reciprocal of equivalent resistance, the reciprocal of equivalent resistance of parallel combination is equal to the sum of reciprocals of resistances of that resistors connected in parallel combination. Means 1 upon Rp is equals to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. If R1 is equals to R2 is equals to R3 is equals to 30 ohm, all the resistors have value 30 ohm, then by using these formulas we are able to calculate the equivalent resistances. Now first of all concentrate on the series formula. The equivalent resistance of series combination is equals to 30 plus 30 plus 30, it is a 90 ohm. Addition, it becomes 90 ohm. The effective resistance of series combination is 90 ohm. Now let us concentrate on the parallel combination. 1 upon Rp is equals to 1 upon 30 plus 1 upon 30 plus 1 upon 30. After solving this, we got 3 upon 30. 1 upon Rp is equals to 3 upon 30, means it is equal to 1 upon 10. By taking the reciprocal on both the side, Rp is equals to 10 ohm. From this formulas of equivalent resistance of series combination and equivalent resistance of parallel combinations, it is clear that the series combination increases the effective resistance and parallel combination decreases the effective resistance of the given resistors. series कॉम्बिनेशनच्या मदतीने इक्विवलेंट रेजिस्टन्स वाढवता येतो आणि पॅरलल कॉम्बिनेशनच्या मदतीने इक्विवलेंट रेजिस्टन्स कमी करता येतो. लेट अस सी अबाउट ammeter. An ammeter is an instrument used to measure electric current in an electric circuit. Ammeter हा एक मीटर आहे ज्याचा उपयोग आपण इलेक्ट्रिक करंट मेजरमेंटसाठी करतो. Galvanometer, as it is not used for measuring current because of first one, galvanometer has the large resistance, and because of its large resistance it will change the value of measuring current in the circuit. गॅल्व्हनोमीटरचा रेजिस्टन्स ॲमीटरशी कंपेअर करता जास्त असतो, ॲमीटरचा रेजिस्टन्स कमी असतो. गॅल्व्हनोमीटरचा रेजिस्टन्स जास्त असल्या कारणाने डेफिनेटली इट विल अफेक्ट्स ऑन द व्हॅल्यू ऑफ मेजरिंग करंट. अँड सेकंड वन, लार्ज करंट may damage the galvanometer by heating or breaking the pointer. जर आपण हाय व्हॅल्यू करंट गॅल्व्हनोमीटरमधून पास होऊ लागलो तर तो बर्न होण्याची शक्यता असते. Ammeter is a modified form of a galvanometer. Galvanometer is converted into ammeter by connecting a small resistance, that is a shunt resistance, in parallel with the galvanometer coil, so the maximum current flows through the shunt. Ammeter. See, this diagram best way explains us how the galvanometer is get converted into ammeter. By connecting a shunt resistance across the given galvanometer, that galvanometer is get converted into ammeter. Here capital I be the total current, Ig be the galvanometer current, Is be the shunt current. The galvanometer current means it is the maximum current flows through the galvanometer. Is shunt current flows through the shunt resistor. G for galvanometer, S be the shunt resistance. Whenever we will connect the shunt resistance across the given galvanometer, then that galvanometer is get converted into ammeter. Capital A is the symbol of ammeter, G is the symbol for galvanometer, S is the symbol for shunt resistor. Now let us see how the value of shunt resistance depends upon the galvanometer current as well as the resistance of galvanometer. Here capital I be the total current. I is equals to Ig plus Is. Therefore Is is equals to I minus Ig. The current flows through the shunt resistance is equals to total current minus the galvanometer current. In parallel combination, the voltage across the galvanometer is equals to voltage across shunt resistance. Ig into G. Ig be the current flows through the galvanometer and G be the resistance of galvanometer. In similar manner, according to Ohm's law, Vs is equals to Is into S. Is be the current flows through the shunt resistor and S be the value of shunt resistance. In parallel combination, Vg is equals to Vs, therefore Ig into G is equals to Is into S, therefore S is equals to Ig into G divided by Is. By expressing this shunt current in terms of total current and the galvanometer current, we got S is equals to Ig into G divided by I minus Ig. Means the value of shunt resistance depends upon the magnitude of galvanometer resistance, magnitude of galvanometer current, as well as the total current which is to be measured. या इक्वेशनवरून ही गोष्ट लक्षात येते की शंट रेजिस्टन्सची व्हॅल्यू ही गॅलॉनमीटर करंट म्हणजेच आय जी, रेजिस्टन्स ऑफ गॅलॉनमीटर म्हणजेच कॅपिटल जी आणि टोटल करंटवरती डिपेंड असते. In this way, by connecting a shunt resistance across a given galvanometer, then that galvanometer acts as an ammeter. That shunt resistors are made up of manganese. Manganese means it is alloy of copper, manganese and nickel. Since it has a negligible temperature coefficient of resistance. The importance of shunt. Shunt is used to protect the galvanometer from the damage due to strong current. Because of that shunt resistance, the effective resistance decreases. And because of that shunt resistance, we are able to increase the current handling capacity of that device. Now, the next one point is related to an ideal ammeter. Ideal ammeter nearly has zero resistance, so that it may not change the value of current. Ideal ammeter should have nearly zero resistance. Because of that, it may not change the value of current. Ideal ammeter should have more accurate and sensitive, and it gives the direct reading. The ammeter is a low resistance galvanometer and is connected in a series with the circuit. Now our aim is to see some points related to that conversion of galvanometer into ammeter. From this diagram it is clear that by connecting a shunt resistance across the given galvanometer, this galvanometer is get converted into ammeter. G be the resistance of galvanometer, S be the resistance of shunt, I be the total current. Ig current passes through galvanometer. Now the effective resistance of ammeter 1 upon Ra is equals to 1 upon G plus 1 upon S. See, this is the formula of shunt resistance. With the help of this formula, we are able to convert the given galvanometer into ammeter for to measure a specific range of current. The fraction of current passes through the given galvanometer is given by Ig divided by I is equals to S divided by S plus G. Ig divided by I is equals to S divided by S plus G. In similar manner, the fraction of current passes through shunt resistance is given by Is divided by I is equals to G divided by S plus G. See both the formulas. Ig divided by I, it is the fraction of current passes through the galvanometer, and Is upon I, the fraction of current passes through the shunt resistance. इथे G असेल ना, Ig डिवाइडेड बाय I आहे ना, न्यूमरेटरला सबस्क्रिप्टमध्ये G असेल तर RHSला न्यूमरेटरला S असतो. आणि या फॉर्म्युल्यावरून बघा, जर LHSला न्यूमरेटरला सबस्क्रिप्ट म्हणून S असेल तर RHSला न्यूमरेटरला कॅपिटल G असतो. स्मॉल g असेल तर S असेल तर कॅपिटल G. फॉर्म्युले लक्षात ठेवा. Ig डिवाइडेड बाय I is equals to S divided by S plus G, and Is divided by I is equals to G divided by S plus G. The galvanometer of resistance capital G and current Ig is to be converted into ammeter of range n times the galvanometer current. Then the value of shunt resistance required is S is equals to G divided by n minus 1. समजा कॅपिटल G हा रेजिस्टन्स असेल गॅलॉनोमीटरचा आणि IG हा मॅक्सिमम करंट गॅलॉनोमीटर मेजर करू शकत असेल. आणि यानंतर जर आपल्याला तो गॅलॉनोमीटर त्याची रेंज n टाइम्सने वाढवायची आहे, म्हणजे सुरुवातीला जितका करंट तो मेजर करत होता त्याच्यानंतर आता तो त्याची करंट हँडलिंग कॅपॅसिटी n टाइम्स of the galvanometer current करायची आहे. means whenever our aim is to convert that galvanometer into ammeter of range n times the galvanometer current, then the value of shunt resistance required to convert that galvanometer into ammeter, S is equals to G divided by n minus 1. The relation between shunt and galvanometer current when I is equals to n times Ig. Is is equals to Ig into bracket n minus 1. The effective resistance of ammeter in terms of capital G when I is equals to n times Ig. The effective resistance of ammeter is equals to capital G divided by n. These are the some 3 points related to competitive exams.